Hey everyone, welcome back to Let Him Cook. That's because you're not whimsical like I am. Look at you. Today I'm gonna take a beloved sandwich and chop it up. I feel like I should be making jokes about food in these videos. You guys like the taste of forever chemicals? Well, you better get used to them. Trump is working on deregulating them on a pretty large scale. What are they called? Yeah, I'm not pronouncing that. What are you, crazy? Let's just call them PFAs. I believe that they are pesticides and they will lead to some serious long-term health issues. One could say that they lead to being chronically unhealthy. Where are you at, RFK? Where are you at? You taking a break? If you speak up, will Don force you to eat a McDouble again? I don't know, but what I do know is that ingesting these forever chemicals that have a hard time breaking down in your body are linked to developing cancers and birth defects in children and all sorts of horrible health outcomes. So yeah, load up on all that. I love it. Give me the chemical soup, baby. That's the American way. What are we doing? Why are we trying to fight this? What's wrong with being genetically modified? You know, if you had an extra arm, you could give people more high fives with it. Yeah, I bet you didn't even think about that. That's because you're not whimsical like I am. Look at you. I want pesticides to never break down in my body because I'm a caring and loving person and I want to give everyone and everything a home. Also, I let people trick me all the time in the world of nutrition. I got hooked on a high protein diet, but to be fair, that's like the only way to fucking eat low calorie nowadays. The entire world is losing their shit over high protein foods right now. It's a trend. Low carb, high protein, because apparently we don't care about our bowel movements. You ever heard of colon cancer? It's horrible. I don't wish that upon anyone. That's something you could get if you don't eat a lot of fiber. That's not really a joke. That's just kind of something that happens. But the real joke here is the amount of protein that people are putting into their body and then just pissing into the toilet bowl because they're eating way too much protein. You're eating way too much protein, okay? Someone really has to coin the term protein washing, which is the act of making ultra-processed food with, aside from high protein, have incredibly shitty nutritional value, and then market it as being healthy by slapping on the protein macros on the package, implying that it's healthy simply because it's high protein, which is not always the case. Imagine the industries that are probably booming right now. Imagine being a Greek yogurt salesperson. You're probably flushed with cash, gambling extra spicy because all these freaky weirdos want to incorporate your product into their shitty tasting food. Cottage cheese salespeople. Good God, imagine how jarring that is, just to wake up one day in 2024 and then suddenly people want to buy the product that you've been hawking that just has been known to rot in Motel Continental breakfast bars right next to rotting honeydew. Mildred, I'm imagining that all cottage cheese farmers are Amish and sound like that. Mildred, the technoids are freezing the cottage cheese and blending them to make shitty versions of Wendy's Frosties that taste like cottage cheese with cocoa powder in it. Our farm is saved! I say all this while I use both cottage cheese and Greek yogurt quite a lot in my cooking, but you need to understand that it's okay when I do it because I'm not a weirdo about it. I have never put cottage cheese into an ice cream base, and I have never been in a state of ketosis in my entire life, and that is a point of pride. God, do you remember keto, the keto diet? You remember when people were eating hot dogs, but the buns were replaced with sticks of butter? How stupid was that? Someone will look you dead in your eyes and tell you that you are unhealthy because you had the audacity to eat a slice of bread after sliding all the greasy pizza skin off their Costco slice, dumping the innards of a chicken bake onto it, and sticking a mustard-slathered wiener into the glob of blood-thickening sludge. Oh, hey, crazy concept here. Did you know that if you don't eat any nutrient-rich food and have all these healthy little snacks like cream cheese sandwiches, sub-bacon for bread over a long period of time, you're eventually gonna feel miserable, lose the ability to trust the fart, and your liver will try to rip itself out of your body because it's getting waterboarded with fat? It's so ridiculous that people bought into this. It's all about balance, right? You need everything, just like the right amount of everything. You need fat, carbs, protein, fiber in your diet. You know, fat helps you absorb vitamins, carbs give you energy, fiber helps you poop and feel full. It's all important. I'm just glad that people are finally seemingly Starting to listen to nutritionists, not listening to people with their shirts off in Walmart shouting at a phone on a tripod. This is the world that RFK wants. Make America healthy again. Yes, of course I was going to come back to RFK. Of course I was going to come back to RFK. Remember to take your obscene amount of cod liver oil supplements to protect yourself from this 100% preventable measles outbreak with the use of vaccines. But no vaccines, okay? No vaccines after you pound your butter dog. And yes, butter dogs are more healthy than margarine dogs, but if you really want to RFK max, you need to get on that beef tallow dog game. I could spend all day talking about how dumb this guy is in relation to food, and this video is kind of about food. But do you remember when he said that autistic children will never be able to write poetry or play baseball? Play the clip.
And these are kids who will never pay taxes. They'll never hold a job. They'll never play baseball. They'll never write a poem. They'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted. And we have to recognize we are doing this to our children.
RFK, you have zero ball knowledge. Zero ball knowledge. This is all the information anyone needs to know to understand that you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to people who have autism. Autism is like steroids for writing poetry. It enhances your poetry writing capabilities, you Thanksgiving turkey looking worm thrall. Don't even get me started on baseball, man. This is what I'm talking about. Zero ball knowledge. Dirk Wendell used to brush his teeth between innings. Look at this guy. I'm autistic, by the way, so I literally have a license to diagnose strangers on the internet with autism. Dude, the golden age of baseball, what do you know about Rube Wadle? My dude Rube Wadle used to leave in the middle of baseball games to chase fire trucks down the street. That's in the roots of baseball. Autism speaks, it's more like autism screams when we're talking about baseball. Just think about it. Baseball is the most autistic-friendly team sport imaginable. Its core principles are nonverbal communication, rehearsed coordination, and staying the fuck away from your teammates on an open field. Boo, get off this stage, RFK. I'm starting to believe that not taking Tylenol gives you autism. Jesus Christ. Anyways, back to food weirdos. One of my guilty pleasures is watching carnivore alternative, whatever, lifestyle influencers, just watching them. They post the most unhinged stuff.
Are you looking for a fruit and nut bar at Aldi? Skip.
Sorry, Chief. I'm not listening to a goddamn word you say. Dancing like that in the middle of a Safeway? No, get out of here. Get out of here. I also love Liver King. Dude, I love Liver King so much. Obviously, I don't listen to him or anything because he's fucking strange. He's a scammer, he's a cheater, right? And it's interesting, the mentality that people who launch themselves so deep into a series of lies find themselves in. This is Liver King. He found himself in all sorts of controversies, but the biggest one that he found himself in was he was promoting eating like this to look like the way he does. But it was later revealed that he was taking about $11,000 monthly worth of performance-enhancing drugs. Imagine being on the grift so hard that you're eating like this, like you are eating like this, because you have to record it, you're just eating raw liver. And then you still get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, because what you are trying to sell is just obviously fake. You have to eat all that on camera and you still get caught. Oh my goodness, that is just the greediest thing I have ever seen in my life. That is so funny. The last I heard from Liver King, he got arrested on charges of terroristic threats for trying to fight Joe Rogan in a deranged state. I don't know if that's it for Liver King. I don't know if he's gonna come back. Not sure, but he seems to be strong with determination. I wouldn't be surprised if he emerged from his liver den and got up to all sorts of wacky hijinks again. Anyways, here's a little turkey, bacon, lettuce, tomato, chopped sandwich for y'all. I hope you enjoy. I'm gonna go eat this now. Something weird happened with my microphone while I was eating this. Here's a voiceover. It was delicious It was wonderful, beautiful day, beautiful sandwich. And I didn't use any cottage cheese in it. I crushed that thing and then I even got like the rest of the filling and just ate it like a salad. Anyways, I got a Patreon. I got goodies over there. I do a shout out for all my patrons. Show me my patrons and have a wonderful day, everybody.